Well, to honor the last day of Black History Month, we're sharing a story from right here in East Texas. Today, we're shining a light on Emmett J. Scott High School, which during the segregation era became a hub for the Black community in North Tyler. Now, Fox 51's Ashlyn Anderson sat down with alumni to hear their stories about the school they hold so dear.
It was the best school in all the land.
Emmett J. Scott High School has a long, rich history for Black children in Tyler. What's left of the school is the old band hall, dating back to 1918, named after a Black educator.
Well, it was where we had to go because of segregation. But it was wonderful. I mean, we didn't know that we were discriminated against because we loved everybody. We were all Black.
Before and even after the Supreme Court's landmark ruling in Brown v. Board of Education, there was a racial separation in schools. Mentally, they had the same goals.
We recognized the fact that the books were torn and that they were not new, but it did not matter. It was what was inside of those books, and what was not inside of those books, we got it from our educators.
And even beyond the classroom, what some saw as a lack of opportunities, those who grew up in North Tyler would argue it wasn't the case.
We had, cleaners, cab companies, insurance office, drug stores, grocery stores. You mentioned it, skating range, movie. We had what we needed, and for most cases, most of the kids were satisfied.
No matter where you lived in Tyler, bus or no bus, rain, sleet, or snow, you were an Emmett Scott Bulldog, or to most, a Scottie.
Very proud to be a Scottie.
But the educators and the professors told us the same things that our parents told us. And so they instilled that into us. So I never looked at Emmett Scott as a disadvantaged school. It was quite an advantage to be able to attend Emmett Scott High School.
Lessons learned that still keep classmates reminiscing about their beloved school.
When you think back, it was fun, enjoyable, everyone knew everyone.
Teachers having confidence in us, loving us, making us feel good about ourselves.
Teachers like Ollie Crawford love their students as their own.
We devoted our lives to teaching the students, trying to, I don't know, they were just a part of the family. The students and their parents and all were concerned about learning.
Ingraining greatness in them every single day.
And they told us if you wanted to be whatever in life you wanted, if you wanted to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper there is. And that type of attitude was instilled in us.
They embodied what their teachers taught them, despite the ongoing challenges because of the color of their skin.
No matter what was going on, that we were the best at all times. The white schools across town, it was no big deal because she never thought much of it.
The Bulldogs were indeed the best and could go against any other Black high school in East Texas and win.
I was a third drum major.
Sports, we were the best. Music, we were the best. As far as learning, we were always taught we were the best.
The success on the field over the years made the children across town take notice.
The South Tyler kids, they just was curious as what we were doing as Blacks because we were successful and we were known throughout the state, and they want to know what made us tick.
Emmett Scott held it for the longest, coming in first place all those years. We had more, I would say, more wins than anyone put together.
One thing to be true, Emmett Scott was more than just a high school.
Camaraderie. Everybody looked after everybody.
There was love, caring, good friendship. What else can there be?
After graduation, the legacy of being a Bulldog carried with alumni. Many went on to attend historically Black colleges.
I went to Texas Southern, and I told you about the Spanish teacher, but if they knew you were from Emmett Scott, it was easy.
Desegregation finally made its way to East Texas in 1970, 16 years after the High Court's ruling. The school everyone loved so much closed down for good.
Tears, a lot of tears. I hated to see it close. But that was just one of those things. we had to go.
Obviously, we were all very upset about that because we wanted to maybe revamp our schools and make it better, but to keep it, because it was just with so much rich history.
Integration opened the doors for African Americans to succeed at new heights in every aspect.
I just want to see y'all do better than we did, you know?
History is just revealing itself. It was in the making, and it did come to pass. But so far as making us feel bad about that, we were proud of that because of where we come from. And to live in a society that we can see this stuff come to pass into fruition made us feel good.
And for these Scotties, making the sky their limit was a lesson learned early. Ashlyn Anderson, Fox 51 News.
The city of Tyler dedicated a plaque to the high school at the newly renamed Emmett Scott Park. It sits behind where the school once stood, and Tyler Councilwoman Shirley McKellar is working on getting a historical marker for the school. Today concludes our series honoring Black history this year.